So from the thumbnail, you've probably figured out who my special guest is today. It is my husband, Fella. And you're probably thinking, well, he's not a special guest. But he is. If you follow the channel, you've probably only heard him speak maybe 5 sentences total. He is a man of few words. But I got him to sit down in our backyard to discuss a few hot topics as well as a couple of recent RVing experiences. I will warn you though, the video starts off with some technical difficulties, but the audio will get better in 2 minutes. And if you like the content on this channel, we want you to go ahead and hit subscribe. All right, y'all, look who I got with me today. All right, so my husband is not an on-camera type of person, but I'm glad he sat down with us today. We're going to talk a little bit about RVing. I'm going to answer some of y'all's questions. I haven't been ignoring them. I just haven't had an opportunity to put them all together. So I do have a few that we're going to go over. And then maybe if we don't finish them all, we can probably do this again. But we do want to talk about, I know some questions that were asked that we probably need to answer and address. Then I want to talk about the Narva Rally. And then I want us to talk about the when we went to Warthen RV Park. So we got a few things we're going to touch on in this video. This is going to be kind of like a little hodgepodge. But I will tell y'all that I did not do a whole lot of filming like I normally do at these places because we normally RV together and we don't have a lot of people around us. So I didn't want people to feel uncomfortable. I was just meeting people and I really wanted to be present. So I just didn't really feel comfortable trying to film anything and with people I didn't know and didn't want them to feel uncomfortable. So we'll put in some of the footage. I'll tell you our story. First off, one of the things that I have observed in watching couples is that usually there's one that's the enthusiast and then one that is, I say, less of an enthusiast. Like maybe they can RV or they cannot RV. So now, and for us, I guess it was me. I know it was me. I was the enthusiast. And then you could take it or leave it. How do you feel about RVing now?
It's great. It's enjoyable. I love meeting different people and seeing what they do and what kind of work they interested in and see what type of RVs they drive.
You meet all types of people doing RVing. I think the people is what make RVing fun. So, I guess if someone has a spouse that maybe is not interested in RVing, but this spouse is. What would you suggest? You said some interesting stuff when we talked about this earlier.
Well, I would suggest that the main thing is not pressure them. But if one of the male or the female, whoever goes out and buys the RV, you can rest assured that the other is going to come along just to see what it's all about.
Yeah, that's true.
And just to make sure, especially the male, he's going to make sure that his wife is taken care of and protected.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, anyway.
Right.
But the main thing is don't make it a big deal about the RV. If they go or they don't go, just let them gradually come at their own pace, and they'll come around. I believe people will come around.
Yeah, because it's an enjoyable way to travel. Once you get exposed to it, I think it's because we haven't been exposed to the type of travel that they just don't know what it is. Now, I do say, and I have said on the station, on the channel, if you guys follow, you know, I've made the suggestion that if you are interested in RVing, that you should try to rent an RV if you don't know anything about it. You know, you don't know anyone who has an RV, you haven't been around an RV, and this is just you going straight out the gate. Just rent an RV for the weekend or for the week or whatever. Maybe you and your spouse can experience RVing that way and then see if it's something that, you know, you both can go along with.
Yeah, I would suggest that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd probably be better if you know someone with one.
That's true.
So you won't have to worry about hooking it up and cleaning it up and all that. You can help them, assist them, and see if you'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you've never been in one, then you might have little issues of hooking the water system
Right.
up, the sewer system, and turn the air on, whatever. But it'd be best if you know somebody with one.
Because it's
But
a lot of work.
it is, and that alone can deter somebody from liking it because it is a lot of work, and it is what it is. But it's a lot. It can be a lot of work.
A lot of maintenance, a lot of upkeep, a lot of time and money. Because a lot of people think they have this misconception that RVing is cheap.
Don't buy an RV if you're concerned about gas.
That's the truth.
If you're worried about gas prices, an RV ain't for you
That's right.
because you're gonna spend hundreds of dollars in gas.
Right.
So
If gas is your
if
concern,
gas is an issue, then RV ain't for you.
If you the type person, if somebody asks you for a ride in your car and you got to get some gas money to take them somewhere, you don't want no RV.
Yeah.
You don't want no RV if you gotta be concerned about gas, because people who have RVs, that should be the least of your concerns, because there's a whole lot of other things that is gonna cost you money that you're gonna have to worry about. So, and in terms of spending money on vacations, sometimes people think that if they go on an RV that it'll be a cheap vacation.
No, it could be just as expensive as going to a 5-star hotel.
Absolutely.
It depends on what site you're staying at, how many people are going with you, how far you're traveling. Because, like I said, gas alone can run over $300 just to get there, and then it's gonna cost you probably another $300 to get back home. So you're talking about $600 already, and so it could be a little expensive, but.
And then the food, you gotta have.
And the food, you gotta have no food.
You gotta have
And
everything
if you got kids,
stocked. Yeah.
We take my grandson with us most of the time, and he's in pull-ups, so you gotta make sure you stock on pull-ups, juice, things he like. But when you get there, it's very enjoyable. So the money we spend is
worth it.
It's worth it.
It
because
is.
you can't get that time back.
That's right.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, it really is. If you do weigh your experiences that you would have never had before, with the money that you spend, I think you will find that it's worth it. Yeah. So don't think it's cheap though. Understand that it's going to cost you a lot of money for maintenance and just regular upkeep. You're just gonna have to budget that. You just have to budget that. So the other thing is, people want to talk about the things that you gotta have, because sometimes people think when they get an RV they got everything they need. That is not true. The RV is the basic of what you need. There's a whole slew of equipment and attachments and things that you have to buy in order to go somewhere with an RV, right?
Right. That's why we say I would suggest, instead of rent one, if you know somebody with one, ride with them, take a trip with them, just to a lake or a pond or somewhere, just see how it works out for you. Because you're going to have to buy a water hose, water filter, the sewer drain line hoses, propane.
Right.
Just a number of stuff. That's just a few basic stuff.
Right.
But it's just tools. You got to make sure you have tools. Not women tools, but manly tools. not the little $2 tools that's going to break on you.
So he's saying that, y'all, because I have tools of my own that I put in the RV, and he doesn't call them real tools, but it is a pink tool set that I purchased for myself because I got tired every time I get ready to hang a picture or whatever. I go in the garage and I can't find anything, so I bought my own tools, and I did put that tool set in the garage, and he hates that because
in the RV.
I'm sorry, in the RV. Yeah, I put it in the RV, and he hates that because he don't think those are real tools. But you do need to have several different tools on hand, because you never know what may happen. And the good thing about RVing is, if something does happen, the community is such that if you are you need a screwdriver or some kind of tool that you don't have, a lot of times another RVer will have it, and the community is such that they will help you. They'll let you use their tools to get you going. So that's a nice thing about RVing too. So one of the things that were in the comments that people had asked us to do is a setup and a breakdown. So they want to see a total how we set up, and how we break down the RV. So I said that we would try to make that happen, and we haven't done it yet, but we will try to make that happen, because I know there's a lot of newer RVers on that follow the channel, and it would be helpful to you to know what type of stuff we bought, like the brands, and what worked and what didn't work, and then also just to see us how we set up. So we'll get that together.
Yeah.
Now it's getting hot out here, y'all, so we're gonna try to hurry up. But I do want to share with you some experiences that we had recently. And the first one we're going to talk about is the Narva rally. So we actually went to a rally. It was our very first time. Not knowing anybody. My mom told me about a rally that she attended many years ago with Narva in another region. And so we decided that we would just give it a try. And what you think?
It was nice. Once again, seeing what type of RVs they had and just meeting the people. Carolina Pines itself, RV campsite, is a very nice, friendly kid place.
Kid friendly.
Yes. So if you got kids and you want to wear them out for the day, take them there.
Right.
Because there's plenty things for them to do at Carolina Pines.
Yeah, and it was nice seeing a different perspective on RVing. Because like I said before, we normally RV just us, and that's mainly because we don't know anybody who owned an RV. None of our friends did. And then also with, the COVID situation, it was a nice way for us to get away and not be around people. So that's how we usually travel. But to be in a space with people who also enjoyed RVing, and it was a really nice experience. We never experienced that before. So Carolina Pines, y'all, it really is everything everybody said it was. I mean, I've been seeing reviews about Carolina Pines. It has pretty much everything, not only for kids, but for adults as well. Now, I'm not sponsored by Carolina Pines. We ain't getting paid to mention Carolina Pines. Nothing like that. We're really simply telling you what we enjoyed, and they just have a lot there to enjoy. And a lot of spaces, like if you wanted to bring your family, maybe they're not in an RV, there's lots of cottages. Yeah, cottages that you can rent and take your family, which is an idea that I think I'm gonna probably do for our grown kids. They may not stay in an RV, but they could stay in a cottage, and we can enjoy a vacation together there. So that's something in the back of my mind. But it really is a great place to go. And the thing about the rally, y'all, they have things like card games going on, music. Everybody is cooking and out, and you could just ride by and smell the barbecue going. It was just exciting. So if you ever get a chance to go to a rally, any kind of meetup like that, then I would definitely suggest that you go. We actually have a couple of other things planned this summer that I'm looking forward to going on. So if you get a chance, go on these RV groups and try to find different events that are being planned for RVers and campers, and make sure you take part in that, because I promise you'll have a good time. The other thing I want to talk about is Worthen. I have been trying to plan how to get to Worthen for a little bit. Now, when I first learned about Worthen, I saw an interview online, and I thought, wow, this is really neat. I really want to go, but didn't quite know how we're going to work it in the schedule. Well, Memorial Day weekend, we did not have a reservation, and y'all know how tough it is to get reservations these days, anytime, much less during a holiday weekend. We did make a reservation at Warthen RV Park in Worthen, Georgia, and y'all, we had the most fun. Y'all, we drove 6 hours to get there, and it was really worth it. What you think?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great being there.
The family was great.
The family that owns it,
yeah,
it's a great couple. His name Josh, I believe. The guy that's owner.
Josh and Amber, and then their mother, Josh's mother, Miss Lundy.
Okay.
Wonderful people.
Yes, and Josh took me and a couple other guys out on the ATV ride, and we rode about 40 miles. I came back filthy dirty, dirty and wet, but had a great time, and we'd do it again.
You actually said that was the best money you spent in a long time.
I did say that.
Yeah.
The money I spent to rent the ATV was well spent, and I really enjoyed that because I'm an outdoor person anyway, and I love dirt bikes, four-wheelers, motorcycles anyway. So that was right up my alley.
So y'all, when you go to Worthen, and I hope you do, make sure you make a reservation for a time to take out on an ATV, because you will enjoy that. So I didn't get to go on that one this trip, but I'm glad he got to enjoy it, because he looked like he had a good time. So it was all worth it. I think this concludes our video. Anything else you want to mention?
We'll get that request done as soon as possible.
Thanks for watching, guys. And now look, I got to tell y'all this. A lot of you are watching the videos. You enjoy the videos. You're making comments. You're liking the videos. But listen, guys, we need you to subscribe to the channel. In order to be a success on YouTube, you do have to have subscribers. And I know you guys are watching. So please do us a favor. If you enjoy the content, if you're learning things, if you want to see more of RV with Soul, please make sure that you click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it really does help the channel. So we appreciate you watching. Right. Catch you later. Peace.
Whew, you got us right in the sun too.
I know, but that's okay. Hopefully we look okay. Let me see.